Dude, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Good Days Only podcast with me, ya boy, OP. Dude, the reason I'm so giggly right now, right before this started, I had one of the most intense neck crack pops that I have experienced. And it was like really high up in the neck. Like it felt like that was in my skull, you know? And it was one of those ones where you sometimes, when you crack your back, maybe on purpose, maybe on accident, but it happens to all of us. And you're like, oh, dude, you're scared to move a little bit because you think that like that felt like a snap, like a crack that I was no longer going to be, feeling my lower extremities. But we're good. We're good and we're back. Another episode. Thank you for tuning in. Number 41. If it's your first time here, welcome. We got some good coffee. Of course, we got some good vibes. We're going to be joined by none other than Zesty Zoe B in just a little bit. So I'm excited for that. And we got some good music on the way in the GDO playlist. So stay tuned. But without further ado, let's get into this episode's caffeine breakdown, baby. And this episode for the caffeine breakdown, let's get this going. But I'm going to start this off. We're going to get into the coffee name and the roaster. But first, we're going to get nice and close and personal here. I want to set the scene, set the stage in our mind's eye. Just imagine maybe you are in complete silence, but if not, imagine yourself in some complete silence, right? Smell a nice cup of joe just came out the pot or the carafe or however you brew. And you open your eyes, and all of a sudden, all you see is green. Probably some pine trees if you're in the Pacific Northwest. And you begin to hear the distant sounds, the birds chirping, cheep, 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 way off in the distance. The smell, you smell that freshness in the air. Beautiful Mother Nature, dude. And if you look off further in the distance, you see a couple peaks out yonder. 3 peaks to be exact. Maybe you're out camping. Or if you're not a fan of sleeping on the ground outside, maybe you're sitting on the back porch of a cozy mountain cottage. The 3 peaks I'm talking about are the Three Sisters Mountains, found in the Cascade Mountain Range in the middle of probably the most square state in the United States. Oregon, just south of Washington, just north of California. They got some beautiful greenery out there. And this is what I'm talking about. All right, we set the stage. We're talking about Sisters. Sisters Coffee Roasters. Co for company, or maybe, but Sisters Coffee. Hitting us with that bag of beans right here. And this is what I'm talking about. Let's get a little bit of their history from their webpage. Founded in 1989 in a small wood cabin, Winfield and Joy started roasting in 5-pound batches and were the first roasters to the Central Oregon area. There we go. Nobody else been there before Winfield and Joy. Come on. You gotta plant the seed, plant the roots, and look where we're at now. Since 1989, they've been throwing down. The business quickly grew, and they bought a larger roaster within 6 months. That's kind of nuts, within the first 6 months. For the first 20 years, our business was predominantly wholesale. since the retail space in the cabin was only 250 square feet. Today, we are roasting over 300,000 pounds a year out of our 6,000 square foot flagship cafe and roastery in Sisters, Oregon. In 2011, they opened up a cafe in Portland in the Pearl District, the Pearl District Cafe. Anybody who's been to Portland, you know the Pearl District. If you're hip, if you're young, if you're with it, been there one time, but didn't really stay long. It was pretty cool, but anyways, the business is run by Winfield and Joy's kids, Justin, Jared, and Jesse. Triple J's. I like it. I didn't used to like when people did that, with the first letters of the names for all their kids. I always thought it was like kind of cheesy, but it's cool. It's cool. I like it. Okay, and then they go on to say their mission is to create an authentic coffee experience built on a deep love for our craft and heartfelt kindness for the people we serve. And you can stop by their cafe right there in Sisters, Oregon if you're taking a road trip through the Cascades, or in the Pearl District in Portland if you're, on that I-5 south or north, because I-5 goes all the way through, 3 states? All the way down to San Diego, I think. But their mission, something you can't hate on, man. The relationships with the farmers, the growers, everyone along the way, in the process of getting that bean from the coffee tree to your cup, man. And it's really cool because they, their motto, their slogan, I guess you would say, is grow together. On here on their webpage here at sisterscoffee.com, we see families and communities for coffee for each other. Really transparent about their whole process, about where they get their beans, about how they, how they move. And there's awesome pictures here of their team going down to the farms, going down to the, they got Peru right here. They got Costa Rica right here. They got Brazil. And we're going to be talking about Brazil a little bit because that's what we got in our bag of beans that we got today. But, so they have a bunch of coffee, or a bunch of connections, rather. It's the family business. It's a family business. They started in 89, and through that family business, they help support other communities and other families, and again, ranging from where the farms are to their import-export teams, everybody that they support along the way. 300,000 pounds, dude, a year? That's nuts. Last time I was freaking out because I was like, 70,000 pounds is a lot a year. But 70,000 pounds, we did some quick maths last time, and that was 100 pounds of beans for every square foot. If you had a 700 square foot apartment, that'd be 100 pounds of beans at every square foot. So this would be, if you have a 3,000 square foot apartment or house, that's 100 pounds of beans every square foot for the 3,000 square foot apartment, which that is insane. Think about that. You're swimming in beans, dude. That's a ball pit full of beans. That's like, if you're an adult, maybe we should start that. That'd be kind of cool. Actually, it's not that fun if you're trying to jump into beans like that. We used to do that as kids because we used to, not into coffee beans, but we used to have, like garbanzo beans that we would use as feed for our animals on the farm. And we'd have to jump in these big old, big square, crates, I guess, for lack of a better term, big boxes that held all of these beans, like tons of beans, like several thousand pounds, I think. Maybe it's because I was a kid, I thought it was a lot bigger. But we used to have to jump in there, feet first, no shoes, in the middle of summer too, dude. This sucked. Oh man, I'm having flashbacks. And we jump in there and have to scoop out the beans or the feed or the peas, whatever it was, or the wheat, and with 5-gallon buckets, we'd have to just freaking transfer it into another thing because they needed to go get more beans or whatever, right? Anyways, all that aside, let's get into this cup of joe we got here, because hey, love it already. Sisters, thank you for all the work that you put in and all the building of all those relationships and all of that. That effort, that's hard and it's good. There's the humanness to this that I love. It's not a big corporation that's just like, give me these beans, I don't care, I need to get paid. It's about really supporting the community and the families. It's just awesome. This bag we got right here, we got ourselves the Sisters Coffee French Roast. Oui, oui. Let me get a little sip right here. I'm a little thirsty. I'm a little parched. This Brazilian jewel is the darkest roast in our lineup and pairs perfectly with cream or milk, they say. Tasting notes of tobacco, clove, and dark chocolate complement the heavy body and lasting finish. We got a dark MF and roast right here. We're going back to the roots. A big dark roast. Big, bold, beautiful. A nice aroma on these beans on the first. I'm going to just pick up the bag real quick. Sounds kind of like maracas, huh? Yeah. We got a nice aroma on the first grind. A lot of that like deep chocolate, that dark chocolate when grinding this up. Definitely get that on there. On the first sip, you get the full body. You get the full body for sure. That lasting finish they're talking about. And this is the thing that I'm not the biggest fan of, which I've come to find out now as we've known through this progress, through this process. I used to be an only dark roast. The darker, the better. Give me that sludge, But now, I think I've changed. I like more of the medium, the light. Not necessarily light, but I'm a medium guy. But this dark, that lasting finish, that finish they're talking about, I get a lot of that tobacco at the end, that tobacco, that like smoke, that. And I don't know if I really like that as the taste that stays on my tongue. Like, I feel like after I drink a cup of this, like every time I drink a cup, I gotta brush my teeth, And I don't know. To each their own, though. It's still good. It's a good cup of joe. We hit it with a couple different roast, or a couple different brew styles. We did the pour over. You get the aromas, of course. Just that classic coffee shop smell when you get the pour over. Not the greatest with this roast. I did like the French press for the French roast, but also hit it with that AeroPress with the double filter, dude. So I looked this up. I got a little booklet right here. It says stuff every coffee lover should know. Shout out to you, Brian, for this, because this is really cool. I've been reading through this. It's like 200 pages or something, small little pocket book, and it's got all these fun facts, just stuff every coffee lover should know, by Candice Rose Rardon. If anybody's out there wants to look this up, it's a pretty cool little handy book. But with the AeroPress, it gives you the instructions too, like all the specifics on how to brew, what flavors to expect. And it said on here, try that double filter if you want. It said it was going to give it a little bit more acidity and just a cleaner cup, which cleaner cup, yes, we know with the AeroPress. I didn't get more acidity though. It actually tasted more muted on the acidity. The body was still there and it was very smooth. So I love that. And that's the really cool thing about AeroPress, right? Is like you can really explore or play with how you brew. You can add like a higher ratio of beans to water or less, or sometimes the flavor is too intense or too acidic. And you can change that up by adding less beans, change the temps of the water, or after you plunge, you can add as little or as much water to the final product without feeling like you wasted an entire coffee pot or carafe, because sometimes we've all been through it. You put too many beans into the coffee pot, not enough water, or you put too little beans and not enough water, and then it just tastes watered down and it's gross, and you gotta, because it's already gone through the filter, and then you gotta put more beans in there. You can't really do that with a coffee pot, right? You're kind of just screwed a little bit. But the AeroPress, since it's so individual, you're just getting yourself individual cups, it's much easier to change it up and explore, trial different things. So anyways, that was the AeroPress experience. My favorite with this, just a classic, just a French press, honestly. Just that coarse grind. Let it sit through there for a couple minutes, like 3-4 minutes. Probably like 200 degrees water in there, using that water heater. And gives us this nice cup of joe right here. Make a little sip too. Dude, bomb. Classic. But let's move into the appearance and packaging. Here, this bag, solid bag, -1 point, no resealable pouch. You know that you're gonna get dinged a point if you don't got that resealable pouch. You gotta get that stand-up zipper pouch, boy. But the art on this bag is cool. We got the silhouette of the mountain peaks here of the Three Sisters. We got a cool topographic style map on the sides of the bag. We got the classic French roast, little fire right there, tells you the roast level, the acidity, very low, heavy body, the tasting notes, tobacco, clove, dark chocolate, that lasting finish. In the heart of the Sisters Coffee Co. In the heart of the Oregon Cascades, Sisters Coffee Co. And then on the back, got a little story. Got a little cabin. Look, a little cabin. There's the sisters. This coffee tells a story. The story of a family moving to Central Oregon to roast coffee in a mountainside cabin. Of a mom and pop creating a legacy of faith, grit, and small town heart. Of a growing, soulful, and steadfast team continuing that legacy. It's a story that connects the beautiful Oregon countryside to exceptional coffee producers all over the world. Whether you're exploring your local wilderness or adventuring afar, whether you're brewing for yourself or with friends, wherever you are in your story, thank you for being part of ours. Boom, dude. That just seals the deal, Sister Coffee. That's cool, man. I don't know if it's because this coffee's kicking in or because this caffeine chocolate's kicking in. I also had some caffeine chocolate. These little awake bars. Bro, these are nice. 50 milligrams caffeine right there equates a half a cup of joe. 1 caffeine bite. It's like a little... Dude, these are delicious. But, yeah, seals the deal. Love it. Love it. Love it, Sisters Coffee. And they got, in their cafe, they got, looks like some bomb food too, dude. You can swing by there and get, what do they got? They got bourbon caramel latte. That sounds bomb. That's the first thing I saw with my eye when I opened up their menu. But they got all their different, you could get the drip, you could do the pour over, you got the different coffees that you could get from Peru, Brazil, Rwanda. And then they also got some brunch, man. Hoodoo burrito. Let's look at it. 2 scrambled eggs. Not 1, 2 scrambled eggs in the hoodoo burrito. Roasted potatoes with black beans and bacon, cheddar, green onion, chipotle, sour cream, and a flour tortilla, dude. Let's go. $12. I don't know. It might be a fat burrito. Better be a fat burrito for $12, Sisters Coffee. But we also got the cowgirl breakfast. I like how it's a cowgirl breakfast. 2 over medium eggs, braised pork shoulder, roasted fingerling potatoes, onions with arugula radish salad, and salsa verde. Dude, arugula radish salad? That sounds pretty bomb. That sounds very spicy a little bit, but like on a nice, if you need a little spice in your life, that salad with the medium eggs and the pork shoulder. Damn. We got the Buddy Brunch, weekly special, ask at the register, a lox bagel, salmon lox. I don't even know what that is. I know I've seen that before, but it's salmon and what, capers maybe? Is that what it is? I don't know. I forget. But they got burgers, wraps, sandwiches, all with your favorite cup of joe, man. They got pastries as well, some scones, muffins, croissants, breads, cookies. Damn, dude. Yeah, it's cool. And it looks like a cozy vibe in here. You know, they got the brick, the not brick. What's it called when like rocks are just kind of all stacked and scattered on top of each other? That kind of a fireplace. They got some chandeliers there. They got the state of Oregon flag. I think that's the state of Oregon flag. It's like a wood cabin, man. It's just a wood cabin with like nice countertops here. Man, that's cool. That's cool. Next time I'm in Central Oregon, I'm gonna definitely pay a visit. But yeah, awesome. Check them out, everybody. sisterscoffee.com for your caffeine needs. Or if you're going through Oregon or ever visiting Sisters, check them out, dude. Because this shit's bomb. Shit's bomb. But yeah, that's the caffeine breakdown for today. And let's get into some good vibes here with Zesty Zoe B. And yeah, let's get that going. What's up? I don't know what that was, but everybody, we're live with Zesty Zoe B. What's good, dude? I think I was just saying that I'm really caffeinated because I ate one of these. Have you eaten one of these today?
No.
Talking about these little chocolates.
Is it peanut butter?
This one's a peanut butter one, yeah. That's a peanut butter. So, going back to these awake bars that I was saying earlier, they're 50 milligrams of caffeine, or about that, in a little bite-sized chocolate. And it's probably the size of what? What is this a size of, like in comparison to other chocolate bars?
Those like single serve Halloween candy bars.
Yeah, like bite-sized. Like a bite-sized Snicker or like a bite-sized, So that's the size, and it's got 15 milligrams of caffeine, and they have them in, there's peanut butter-filled ones, there's caramel-filled ones, there's just a straight dark chocolate for those of you that like the cacao, and then there's
milk chocolate too, right?
Yeah, there's milk chocolate too.
I like the dark chocolate. I think that one's my favorite.
Yeah, that one's good.
It's
dark chocolate.
It's really good chocolate.
Yeah.
It's like high-quality chocolate. You know?
Yeah, it better be for $1 a piece. It's like $1 a piece.
That's not bad at all.
You're right. For some coffee?
Yeah.
And some chocolate?
I thought they were like $3 a piece.
No, I think it was like one maybe and some change or something like that. But
a bargain.
One of those with one of these cup of joes.
You'll be shitting your pants.
Take a little sip. Take a little sip. Uh-huh. What do you think about the Sisters? What do you think about the Sisters Coffee Co? What do you think?
It's pretty good.
First off, you got yours ice. You like the ice, and you got the agave nectar in there with the coffee.
Oh, I didn't.
How does that taste?
I didn't even think you put sweetener in it because it just tastes like straight coffee. Oh, it's good though. It's just like a good classic coffee flavor.
You need some more? I feel like you're not as caffeinated as I am.
I am sleepy this morning. I'm going to be honest.
All right, well, let's get some more coffee in, huh?
Sure.
So, what were you saying? It's a classic.
Oh, it's just a good. Let me see. I want to see what the notes are.
No, let's see here. Right.
Tobacco.
Yeah, you didn't know you were getting that nice dose of nicotine in the AM, huh?
Clove, dark chocolate. Again, you know, I think you've said this before. The tasting notes, I don't know. I don't know about all that. But
Dude.
the chocolate, sure, yeah.
Well, you tried it with the agave nectar, but try this. Try it like this. It's hot. It's not iced. It's just hot.
It's like hot.
It's like you could drink. You could take a normal size sip, and it won't burn your mouth off. But it's warm for sure. What do you think about that?
Tastes like Marlboro.
Right, that like that aftertaste. Is that aftertaste, right? That gets in your.
It does have that kind of
Ooh.
smokiness, I guess.
Ooh, yeah,
Tobacco.
like in the back end, right?
Yeah, it's good. I like it. It's very dark and rich.
Did you smell this one when I ground it up?
No.
Yeah, the grinding when you grind it,
smell
it
like
smells
tobacco?
nice and no. It smells like
Is
that
there
would be
tobacco
gross.
in this coffee?
No, there's
Okay.
no tobacco in the coffee.
Are
I
we
hope not.
sure?
Maybe. I don't know. Sisters, you answer that question. I don't know. No, there's not. There's not. But the
Sorry, that was
the back
a
end
weird sound.
the back end of it tastes pretty tobacco-y.
Mm-hmm.
What I was gonna say when grinding it up is very, very delicious. Or it smells really good.
Mm.
It smells like one of those ones that you just want to like eat, you know? But it would be
Yeah.
very gross if you ate it.
Okay.
Sisters though, delicious. Delicious. Have you ever been to the Sisters? Mountain range?
Have you ever been?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, me neither.
Okay.
I just mean that like most places.
Yeah, but you lived 20 years
Well, that's
before you
true.
met me. Like, you know, you could have gone.
I feel like I've known you my whole life. So
Yeah. Cheers to that.
no, I have not.
Real pain in my
Sorry, that was
ass.
kind of a smart ass answer.
You don't have to
I have
apologize.
not. I've been to a few places it's in Oregon, right?
Yeah.
I've been to a few places in Oregon, but
you
not
think-
there.
Do you think Oregon is the most square state in the United States?
No.
What? No?
I think
Really?
isn't it like
Oh,
Wyoming?
no, I don't know. I didn't look it up, but I was
Oregon's
just
pretty
thinking,
square, but I think there's definitely
let's fucking see, dude.
yeah, there's definitely more square states. I think like Wyoming, North Dakota. I think those are just straight up squares,
Let's
whereas
see.
Oregon definitely has some.
Alaska, my ass, dude.
No, maybe that's the most square.
miles. Square miles. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
footage, square miles.
Yeah.
Okay, just pull up a map of the United States.
Why states are you map? United States map.
Yeah.
Alaska.
Let me take a
Hella
look.
dumb.
Alaska
Let's
is
see.
probably the
Wait.
least square.
We got to be careful with this cord here.
Sorry.
No, it's good. But Alaska is not. Is definitely not. I think. Let's see. Which one? This one?
Any of them.
Let's hit that one.
Oh, Christ. Why is it the tiniest
I
map
know.
I've
I
ever
hate
seen?
that shit. You always click the map. Is this it? Google Lens. I don't want
Oh,
to see a
for
Google
fuck's sake.
Lens. Just visit the page. Geography. Oh, God. There we
Okay.
go. Okay.
Look, Wyoming's a
Ooh.
square.
You're right.
Colorado.
Colorado. Yeah, Colorado.
Okay.
Oregon's not even near the squarest state. Dang. All right. Well, I was wrong. Well, I don't know. What do you say?
I was
Wyoming?
wrong about. What did I say? North Dakota?
North
Where's-
Dakota's pretty square.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
North Dakota.
Honestly, I'm going to be 100% honest with you.
Colorado probably. not.
And I'm going to tell you that I forgot that Colorado is where it is. I feel like
Where did you think Colorado
I
was?
thought I honestly swap Colorado and North Dakota, and I would have been like, "Oh, okay." I forgot that Colorado's southern,
Honestly, I don't.
but I could tell you
But you-
a lot of the state capitals.
Do you know there's a test? There's like a quiz. There's like a thing. We did it at work like a while ago. But there's a thing where you like print off just a map of the US and then you have to try to guess or you fill in all of the states.
Yeah,
I am so bad. Dude, third graders.
dude, I used to be really good at it.
Yeah, we all used to be really good at it. Don't you remember learning that in like third grade?
It was like middle school for me. It was our
Oh, really?
state geography, or no, was it? It was just about the U.S. It was like U.S. history, something, whatever. And we actually had to memorize where each of these were, like, section by section. My favorite section here was where it starts at Minnesota and goes down to Louisiana because it looks like a man. The Louisiana are his boots. Arkansas is his pants. Missouri is his shirt. Iowa's his face. You could see his little nose. And Minnesota's his
the
hat. Yeah.
Interesting. Dude, now I can't unsee that.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's kind of cute, right?
That's funny. He's just
Yeah.
got like a little beer belly in Missouri.
Yeah, he's kind of chubby. But he's a nice little lad.
Wow. What the hell? It's cool when you have little tricks like that
Yeah.
can help you remember things.
And then you know that song that I've played where it's Baton Rouge, Louisiana,
The
Indianapolis,
one
Indiana,
from like
and Columbus.
Animaniacs.
Yeah,
What's it called? Yeah.
Animaniacs.
Animaniacs, yeah.
That was from that class. She played these videos for us to help us memorize them.
Who was that teacher?
Mrs. Rogers.
Mrs. Rogers.
She's
Shout out
also
to you.
my sign language teacher in 9th grade.
ASL for the win.
Yeah, one of my favorite teachers ever. She's a really lovely lady.
Dude, nice.
I'm friends with
That's
her
good.
on Facebook. We're pals.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Wow, Ms. Rogers. Thank you. See, we still
Yeah.
remember the little man with the hat
Yeah.
all these years later.
Isn't that funny?
But going back to Oregon, I guess it's not the squares. I'd say Colorado. Colorado's probably the squares.
No, Wyoming.
Dude, Wyoming.
Look at that shit.
They're both pretty equal. I think Colorado. My vote is still Colorado.
Wyoming.
Everybody, look at a map near you and let us know what you think.
Realize, no, never mind.
What?
Just the more I look at this map, I'm like, huh, that's where that is. Okay, cool.
Yeah, dude. Like right over here, like who cares about Illinois or
Well,
Indiana or Kentucky? Like West Virginia, only cool because of that song.
West Virginia.
That's literally the only reason anybody knows West
Also,
Virginia. Rhode Island, like all these little, like whatever, dude.
I
who
think
cares?
it's silly that there's
West Coast, best coast, baby.
West Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, North Dakota, South Dakota. Could you have been
Just
a little
Dakota.
bit more original and come up with a different name? Like,
Or just put the two together and call it Carolina. I'm
No.
sure there's a lot of history that we are like
There-
totally ignorant about
there
right
is.
now.
But also, I'm like, could you not have thought of a different name?
Yeah.
You know, north, south, west. It's like-
Geography is one of those things that is interesting because like who, when, why were these lines decided? You know, it's
Yeah.
kind of funny. Just somebody
But
that was like,
as you
nah,
say,
give me this land, this amount.
West Coast, Best Coast, and the further you get east, the more tiny the states are.
Yeah,
It's like,
get a bigger state.
yeah.
Huh? Yeah, how about that?
Rhode Island,
Connecticut.
Okay.
Connecticut. What? Connecticut. What?
Connecticut,
What are you doing?
and small.
Yeah.
Anyways,
And yeah. Anyways, so Colorado is a square state, and right now, are you sweating yet?
a little.
Because we turned off the AC because it's very loud.
My palms are sweaty.
Shout out KL. Thanks
Knees
for the
weak,
AC. though.
arms are heavy. There's vomit on my
Sweat
shirt already.
Ma spaghetti. Ma spaghetti. Ma spaghetti. You remember freshman year? Dude, this is hilarious. So, freshman year of college. We didn't know each other yet. But, do you remember
we met
that-
each other freshman year
yeah, sure.
briefly.
Anyways,
You know
what? Remind me of all of the
was-
embarrassment that I put
I was
myself
all
through.
alone on Halloween freshman
I'm
year.
all alone.
Jesse McMorris.
Jesse McMorris.
I was like, "Hey, dude, want to hang out?" Because
Mm-hmm.
everyone else ditched me. He's like, "Sure." So me, him, and Cassie Armitage went to a football game on Halloween, and I dressed up. I thought everyone else was dressing up, and it was true. There were people that did dress up, but it was unfortunate for me because my costume was a devil. And the mascot of the team that we were playing was the Sun Devils.
Devils? Oh,
So I got booed all night.
oh no.
And I was like, what the hell? And then I was like, oh, this was maybe not the best choice. But I do remember meeting you there, and you were wearing that
I
cop.
do remember.
It
That's
was like
true.
Reno 911 costume. You were wearing the cop outfit with the teeny tiny shorts. And I was like, who the hell is this guy? But we
That's
didn't
funny.
speak. I just remember, like, kind of briefly meeting you.
Like, hey. Yeah, because I didn't know, like, I knew. Nah, I'm gonna be real. That night was tough. I was just, so out of it
Inebriated.
because, no, I was, just studying so hard. I was totally
Yeah,
out
you were
of it.
studying
I was just,
the ladies
anyways,
real hard.
back to my question to you. What was my question to you?
Sorry. I think I keep derailing this.
No. That's
Freshman
fine.
year,
Freshman year.
Eminem.
M&M's. Oh, dude. So, freshman year, club senior ballroom. You know how they always have like the homecoming things?
Sure.
There's like a homecoming week or whatever, and then there's always events for like Greek life, like
I was
fraternity
not
sororities.
in a sorority. Well,
Weren't you? Yeah.
I was. I wasn't
Sophomore year?
freshman year. I was sophomore year for approximately 2 months, and then I quit.
Yeah. Well, so there's all these events, all right? And they happen, there's like a nightly event maybe, or one of the events is a dance or a skit that you make. Like every house makes a skit or whatever.
yeah.
And then it's also open to everybody else. I saw there was a skit or a dance that was done by my dorm, like all the people in my dorm. And
Which one were
it
you
was
in?
I was in I forget what I slept
You weren't
there
in
like
Stripe Parent.
dude, I slept there like 3 nights.
You weren't
like
in Stripe. You were Southside,
no,
weren't you?
Southside, yeah. Dude, Southside, the freaking in Pullman, anybody that has ever been in Pullman, I don't know how it is now, but back then, Southside, that was a place to be, dude. Late night, Southside,
Yeah, I
the
did
snacks, the food, the
milkshakes
wraps, the
there.
milkshakes, the
Those were hella
burgers.
good. I used to go there like not every night, not every Friday night, but most Friday nights, and I'd get an Oreo milkshake.
Wasn't that some shit? Wasn't
Yeah.
that like, isn't that like such an awesome experience that we
Dude.
like were able to?
I had a great time. It was so fun.
But the ones there, the 3 towers there, Stevenson, is that what it's called?
Stevenson, yeah.
I was in Stevenson North.
I almost lived there actually.
Dude,
That
Stevenson
was
North.
like my second choice.
I forget what floor we were on, maybe 5 or something. But so anyways, the whole dorm, and I wasn't part of this. I don't know how. Anyways, they all got together and they did this like skit, and it was like a dance or like a lip sync or something. And that was the song that they chose, "Mom's Spaghetti." But it was like some or that Eminem
Lose
song,
Yourself.
"Lose Yourself." Yeah.
I mean, he should have titled it "Mom Spaghetti."
But they did some remix or somebody mixed the song, and so it was just like it said that "Mom's Spaghetti" line over and over like 10 times, and then one of the guys, I forget his name, and I'm sorry, man, I forgot his name, but he had like a costume. What the hell was he wearing? I don't know what he was wearing, but there was just spaghetti. He had like actual spaghetti, and he was like throwing it all over himself and like throwing it into the crowd. Like it was like nuts.
Okay.
It was just not. I don't know, but anyways, Mom's Spaghetti. That's what that reminds me of anytime that I listen to that song.
Might make spaghetti. Sounds good.
Yeah,
I
red
haven't had a
sauce
good spaghetti in a
or
while.
oily sauce.
Oh,
like
like
a oil-based sauce.
Red with like sausage.
Some side of chicha, dude. Those sausages we had the other day were bomb. I'm down for some spaghetti.
Cool.
Spaghetti's good. So, spaghetti transition to, I was talking about the AC. The AC, we turned it off because it's super loud. And we got the AC because we've been going through the heat waves that everybody knows about, right? So it's been, a couple weeks now? We've been ebbing and flowing, in and out. Mm-hmm. And, dude, we were lying to ourselves. We were like, oh, yeah, no, it's fine. It's not too hot in here.
It wasn't
and
fine.
Like, dude, it was hot. Like, it was hot. Do you think it's, like, through the heat wave, have you ever been... Is this, like, the longest heat wave you've been in? What's, like, the hottest...
I think last year
like-
it was even worse.
Oh,
wasn't
you're
it?
right.
We did not have any AC. So
But it wasn't as long, I feel
It was
like.
pretty. Yeah, that's true.
It was, like, a couple days.
Yeah, this one is definitely lasting a while.
It's coming
It's really
and
not
going,
too bad. I mean, God, we could live somewhere else and it'd be way worse. But yeah, for Washington, it's definitely intense, and I'm ready for it to be over. I'm ready for fall. I do want to say I have noticed a little tiny nip in the air that lets me know that fall is indeed coming.
In the mornings? Like in the mornings?
In the mornings and in the evenings. It's a little nippier than normal. And it's exciting. I'm excited for fall.
That's true. I think we set the AC maybe too cold. I don't know. I wake up and I'm hella cold. I'm like, I go to bed.
My throat is always dry. My eyes are crusty. And I'm like, ugh.
Is that because it's hot or because it's cold?
No, because of the AC. Because it dries you out, dude.
Yeah. But you kind of need that a little bit, no?
No.
I needed that because my sty.
Well,
dude, I had a sty. It's kind of still there, right? Is it still there?
No, it's a little red still, yeah.
Gone?
Yeah, he was
Dude.
winky for like a week.
I was
giving everyone the stink eye.
I was giving everyone the stink eye. I looked like SpongeBob in that episode of when he had the was it SpongeBob where they had those crusty eyes?
When you had the suds.
Was it the suds? I don't know. There's like another episode of something, maybe not SpongeBob.
It was pretty gross.
It was pretty gross. And it was inflamed and it was super itchy. And then I got this lubricating gel. I thought it was eye drops, but it's actually a gel. And it's like a sterile gel. And it did help. Now that warm compress is what helps pop it because it brings it up. So I learned, don't ever pop a sty. That's what everything online said. Because if you pop it, then it could be premature and that could like cause that bacteria to spread into your eyeball, and then you have to dig your eyeball out with a ice cream scoop. Oh. Yeah. Henry.
Remind me to never get a sty because I do be popping stuff.
Yeah, no, it was not fun. It has not been fun. It feels a lot better though.
Yeah, you look better. I kind of miss it though. It was kind of cute.
That's gross. Question for you. Which of the sisters would you be? Because you don't have any sisters. You have
sisters
Chelsea.
in spirit and sisters in marriage.
Yes, but like biological sisters.
I have
from the ground up.
Half sister.
You have a half sister?
That's another, I guess, sister by marriage. I don't have any like true biological sisters. Yeah. But
so you weren't ever
like if I had to be
big
any
sister, little sister, middle sister, right?
I was an only child.
Yeah.
Which explains a lot of my behavior.
But I'm talking about like the sisters' mountains.
So like,
would you be the north sister, the middle sister, or the south sister? I
was gonna like pick a fictional sister.
Nope.
So I have to pick north, middle, or south.
North, middle, or south. You know they're volcanoes too.
Okay, I'd probably be the shortest one. Whatever one's the shortest.
If you had free reign to choose, you don't have to worry about being the smallest in the pack.
I think that's just naturally what I would be. You just want to be the shortest one?
Yeah. Okay. So you'd be the...
I'd be short but mighty.
I don't know which one is which sister is what. But I did find out that they're all volcanoes, dude. And they've been moving.
So the middle one looks the shortest.
Yeah. And then there's like another, like... I don't know exactly.
Can you ski these?
That's sisters? A good question. That's a good question. Let's see. Can you ski the sister? Probably not. I'm gonna guess no.
The youngest, tallest, least eroded, and most climbed of the three peaks is South Sisters. Ooh.
Which offers several fine possibilities for summit ski ascents and descents. Oh, you have to like climb up it though.
Yeah. Well, I won't be doing that. Wait.
South Sisters. Oh, so you'd be the
South Sister.
You'd be the middle sister.
Wait.
That's the shortest by like 40 feet.
Yep.
The middle sister, dude. Oh, that's probably the worst sister to be.
No?
Yeah, dude, because you're the middle child. People don't really care about the middle child. Trust me, I'm talking about from experience. I'm kind of the middle child. I'm like the low middle child. Because, like, the first one is the firstborn. You're like, you made it first. And then the second one is like, you're just the second kid. And then if they have a third one, if there's a third sister, then that's the baby. and then you're just kind of stuck in the middle. And then the big sister picks on you because you're in the middle and you're just like immediately below her. And then the little sister is always wanting to be around you because she's too little for the big sister. And then, you know, she's like, "Oh, middle sister, can I hang out with you?" all the time. And, you know.
Well, thank God I'm an only child. That
Yeah.
sounds terrible.
Yeah.
But it is interesting how birth order does affect you. Yeah.
Like every aspect, right? Like your psychology,
Yeah.
like your, just everywhere. Mm-hmm. Do you need a little sip? Ooh, what's that?
Sorry. I was trying to not have to clear my throat, but
That's not gross.
yeah.
So
Okay.
you'd be the middle sister, huh?
Yeah.
That sucks. Dude. Want to talk about Woodstock. Woodstock
Yeah.
99. We just watched this documentary. Everybody else out there, if you didn't know about Woodstock, I always knew about Woodstock.
69.
Yes. The
They
peace, love, unity, like music, right? Peace,
Yeah.
love, and music.
Yeah, they tried to bring that back in the time of
PTB.
not peace and love.
Yeah, in the late
So it's
90s.
like, why would you, I mean, yeah. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, very interesting documentary. I think everyone should watch it. I do think it was really cool because it showed performances from the artists that were actually there. You got
Yeah.
to hear their perspective on some of the stuff too. But yeah,
kinda
the
nuts.
90s were a different time.
Not to spoil anything about the documentary, because, well, you'd be able to find anything out if you looked it online. But it was a train wreck. I think that's what it's called. Train wreck, right? It's called Train Wreck
Trainwreck Woodstock 99.
Woodstock 99. It's on Netflix
Yes.
and probably other streaming sites.
It's a Netflix documentary.
Okay, so it's a Netflix doc.
Yeah.
And it follows the building. I think there's 3 episodes or 4.
3.
Mini series.
Yep.
And it goes through the whole process of like the creators, the producers of the original Woodstock, and then how they came to go to try to do Woodstock again or redo it in 99. They actually tried again in 94, but it failed horribly,
Yeah.
so they were trying to redeem that. A lot of corners were cut, yada yada, all hell breaks loose, and it was a
Absolute
madhouse.
mayhem.
Nutso. 250,000 people,
That
300,000
is,
people.
yeah, the
some shit like that.
sheer volume of people that were there, I was like, holy fuck, how I feel like they don't have, I don't know how many people go to Coachella, but that just seems absolutely outrageous that there are that many people in that event, you know?
Maybe.
And just looking out at
but
the
not-
crowds from the videos, it was just like, holy shit.
Yes, that is true. It was nuts, but also I was talking to somebody at work the other day, and they were like, "Dude, there's other festivals that are even bigger,
Are they,
like
though?
like millions of people,
What one though?
like in other places of the world, not just the U.S. Like Rio de Janeiro, like they got the world's biggest festival, 2 million people every day. Yeah, see, like that's insane.
Sure, but I mean, like, I guess a concert venue
Yeah.
is what I'm talking about. So it says here, Coachella, the official capacity is 125,000 people.
Per day, probably,
I think
right?
just the entire weekend. Like, that's the number. Oh, yeah, you're right, per day.
Yeah. So then there's this Vienna has long been home to musical geniuses, with luminaries such as Mozart being previous residents. So it's no surprise it's home to one of the biggest festivals in the world, or to the biggest festival in the world, held on an island in the middle of the Danube River. Donauinselfest. What the hell is that word? Donauinselfest. What? Donauinselfest attracted a whopping 3.1 million people in 2016. And that's a music festival. That's insane.
Yeah.
In Vienna.
That's okay.
Where the
sure.
sausages come from. But anyways, it's a gigantic venue. All hell breaks loose. And like a lot of it was the artists that were there were just like fucking like
Limp Bizkit.
Limp Bizkit and Korn, dude.
Korn.
The first time I ever heard of Korn was what's the dude? I'm coming undone. Like that,
Yeah.
dude. That fucking. I was in seventh grade, and I was like, yeah.
I got
Like
chills.
I was ready to just like punch through a wall, you know.
I got chills watching their performance because I was just like, oh my god, if I was there, I would have just gone crazy.
Exactly, and that's what I was
you can't
thinking.
help it. Like it's just, it's awesome.
Yeah,
But
I was thinking that too. Like if I was there, I would definitely have just gotten into some dumb shit. Probably done a lot of stupid things and like been jumping around the fires too, and whatever, you know.
I would have climbed the towers, you know, probably. But yeah, it's just insane because that energy from that kind of music combined with what was going on in the world at the time of the festival, like rising tensions and just how hyper masculinity was very prevalent at that time, just kind of all combining together for this perfect storm of chaos.
Yeah.
It was super interesting. But the funniest,
bros.
the most interesting part to me was like they had several of the attendees that they were interviewing for this documentary, and they're like, I would do, like, it was fun. Like, I'm glad I did it.
Yeah.
I had a blast.
Like as crazy as stupid as it was.
And it's like, yeah, it's a once in a lifetime thing, you know?
Yeah. And everybody's like, what age range too? Like there was a 14-year-old that was being interviewed on the thing.
Yeah.
14 to what? 22. Like that's the age of, you know, 16 to 22 probably is the age range for the people that were there at the concert. So like, how are you gonna blame? You can't blame kids for being
it was
kids.
poorly managed, poorly thought out. There was not enough security by far. A lot of the people working there, they were trying to cut corners.
Like, fuck this, yeah.
And it's just.
Well, if you have 6 security people for every, if you have like one security person for like every 1,000 people, that's not, you can't do that.
What are you gonna do? Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
Like it's all fucked up. So, yeah, what would your be if you had a Woodstock? Like if there was a Woodstock 2022, and they were like, you know what, we need to get the biggest brains on this so that we don't have a train wreck, right, of 1999. We need to have this planned out perfectly, and we got to have the right bands. Who would be in your lineup of bands that you would? I know it's like a 3-day weekend, so we don't got to go through like all of your ins and outs. I know that you've drawn this up already because you're planning on this happening and you want to create your own music festival.
So you mean like any artist now?
Yeah, like what would your bands be if you had if you were like Woodstock and you were in charge of the bands? Who would you be? Who would you have like headlining?
Gosh, is this just purely like my own selfish desire to see these people perform,
or whatever?
Who I would think
you're
would
putting
be...
it on. Well, you're putting it on as a promoter, like whatever your thing is. Probably a little bit of that goes into when people are putting bands together now.
Yeah, for sure. Frank Ocean. But then he'd probably drop out of
solo artist.
the lineup.
Because he doesn't have a group right now. It's just him.
It's just him.
Yeah.
It's a good question. Harry Styles.
Harry Styles is cool, and I guess you can count him as a band.
Yeah,
because he's got
his band's awesome.
The Crew, yeah, dude. The freaking the drummer, wasn't the drummer pregnant when we went and saw him?
I don't know if she's pregnant.
Really?
No.
I thought that was like a thing that I was like for some reason I thought she was pregnant, and I was like, damn, she's throwing down even while being pregnant. Maybe not.
I'm not sure.
The backup guitar solo guy was dope with the long hair. Remember that guy? Harry Styles.
Yeah, they were all awesome. The girl on the guitar and the bass. Okay. Harry Styles, Frank Ocean, and then gotta round it off with a lady. Taylor Swift, sorry.
Harry Styles, Frank Ocean, Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
That's what you would have?
Yeah.
That's what your Woodstock would be?
That's purely, yeah, definitely. That's purely like selfish. So I just really want to see them all together in one place.
Yeah.
There's obviously more that I'd want to see, but I feel like those would be the headliners, you know?
Who was like headlining in 1969? What was that?
I want to say Janis Joplin.
Janis Joplin, dude.
Yeah, so
She kind of has a scary voice, TBH.
let me see. I want to say
69 lineup.
Neil
Neil Patrick Harris.
Janis Joplin, Jefferson Airplane, Jimi Hendrix, Creedence Clearwater Revival, Santana.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
Let's see.
Melanie Safka. These are just a bunch of people that I have no idea who they are. Country Joe McDonald.
Oh, hell yeah.
Joanne Baez?
So,
Arlo Guthrie.
Santana,
Melanie Safka.
Grateful Dead, Creedence Clearwater Revival,
CCR, baby.
Janis
Yeah,
Joplin, Sly and the Family Stone, The Who, Jefferson Airplane,
And it's a 4-day event, huh?
Joe Cocker,
Damn.
Blood, Sweat, and Tears,
That's nuts, man. 250,000 people.
Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, and then Jimi Hendrix. Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Because think about, like, we've been to music festivals and the capacity is like 30,000 people, right?
Yeah.
And that seems like the biggest, like, that's gigantic.
That's
So imagine that times
well, yeah,
10.
we went to Hard Summer. I wonder how many people were there because that was even bigger.
Yeah, that's true, actually.
That
I think
was-
that's probably like 100,000.
Probably.
Maybe. Yeah,
That's too many
that was
people.
pretty big. That's pretty cool, though. I forgot about that. Yeah, except for all the dust and stuff.
Yeah.
But anyways, okay, all this music talk, let's move on to the GDO playlist. And today's request for the GDO playlist came from Zesty Zoe B. So we're going to be talking a little bit about
Beyonce.
Beyonce. I think I sound more like Beyonce than you do. She's got a deep voice. Her voice is almost as deep as mine. Her voice might
does
be
have a
deeper
deeper
than my
voice.
voice. We heard that little clip of her as a child,
Yeah.
and I was like, who is this 15-year-old boy? Like,
Don't. The beehive's
Dude,
going to come
her-
for you.
dude, fucking come for me, dude. You hear what they say? If you get stung by bees, it helps your something, right?
She does have a very deep voice.
But that's what makes her
Yeah. She's very.
like pretty awesome, I think.
Yeah.
'Cause she can hit those low notes and then go like,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Exactly. This is true. Yeah.
What was the first Beyonce song that you remember like hearing? Like what put you on Beyonce? When were you like
Well,
Beyonce? Yeah.
I remember when I was a wee lass, I think, I don't know who gave it to me, but I got Destiny's Child's Greatest Hits album. And it had just like all their best hits, and it had some music videos on there as well. And that's pretty much all I listened to. But I guess the Say My Name, Say My Name. Unless are you talking about Beyonce's like her
Yeah,
own
no,
solo?
whatever you remember.
Yeah, probably.
I guess that's probably
Say My
the
Name.
first song
Yeah,
that I heard.
and I was like, whoa. And the music video is super cool for that song.
Because that was probably still on, that was like MTV, right?
Yeah.
Like music videos on MTV.
Yeah, for sure.
I do remember that, actually. That, I just, for some reason, I remember vividly around that time listening, like, seeing NSYNC, Bye Bye Bye, like, on,
yeah.
maybe, and then, like, Cisco,
It's not too far off.
the thong
It's
song.
around this like very late 90s, early 2000s.
Right around Woodstock, 99, dude. And Spring Break, when Spring Break was still in Cancun. Right?
Sure.
MTV Spring Break? That was a
Oh
thing.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
no, Beyonce's been in the game for a long time, and
didn't she used to, like,
she's pretty much
No,
been
that was-
performing her whole life. She
was
started
that Jay-Z?
her girls group when she was 9.
She started that? Mm-hmm. Destiny's Child?
No, so yeah, it was originally called Girls Time, I think,
Girls Time.
and it was managed by her dad, and then it evolved into Destiny's Child. And they originally had 4 members, and then there's disputes, whatever. People were replaced, shuffled out. Eventually, they were the 3 that are, I think, the most known, which is Kelly, Michelle, and Beyonce. And then I want to say 97, 99 is when they like really popped off. Mm-hmm. And the rest is history.
The rest is history. And then they kind of dissolved, as all groups do.
2003 is when Beyonce released her first solo album.
2003.
And I think Crazy in Love was her first like major single.
Crazy in Love or Drunk in Love?
No, Crazy in Love.
Because Drunk in Love, dude.
That was off of her self-titled album, Beyonce. That was a surprise release hit in 2012.
And that's when she broke the internet, right? Wasn't that shit? Didn't the internet like... That's insane.
Kind of unprecedented. And they call it pulling a Beyonce now because that's just something that she did. And like nobody really did that. Like just, you're typically with an artist, in order for you to have a good success, you want to release singles and teasers and whatnot.
Yeah.
She was just like, screw that. I'm just going to drop this fucking album at midnight without telling anybody. And it's going to be the best album, period.
Damn.
For the time.
But she's made better albums since then.
I think so.
Yeah?
I think.
What's your favorite album?
Well, as a whole project, I do think that Beyonce self-titled album is the best and most cohesive, I guess. But also, I think Lemonade is probably her most
I knew you were going to say Lemonade. Like,
powerful
that's your favorite
album, and it has some of the best songs. I don't know. It's kind of a tie between those two.
What are some songs off of
Lemonade?
No, the other one.
So Drunk in Love.
Oh, okay. We be all night.
Partition.
Oh, I like that song. Yeah.
Pretty Hurts, which I played in the car yesterday for you. EXO. I don't know if you know that one. But it's got a lot of good songs. It's a nice album.
Like songs that you recognize. Even if you don't know the title, you'd be like, oh, I've heard this before.
I think that's her album where I've memorized all of the songs and what order they're in on the album. So like before the next song comes on, I can start singing it and I'm like, okay, yep. There's a couple albums I can do that with, but that's
like some playthrough, no skips.
Like Mumford and Sons, their first album. I can do that with that one.
Mumford and Sons.
And that's how I characterize a really good album, is if I can play it all the way through from the beginning, no skips.
Yeah.
And can consistently listen to it like that. Like Jhené Aiko's.
And not get tired of it. Yeah.
Jhené Aiko, Chilombo.
I think that's how a lot of people, I mean, like
that's like a perfect album to me.
Yeah. And it's cool because I think a lot of people would agree with you probably on, which albums for which artists are like, you can play this through.
Lemonade is also
no skips.
A good one, but I don't know, something.
That was the one that came out after Jay-Z, like,
title.
Didn't he like beat somebody in the elevator or something?
Oh, no? Yeah. Well.
Oh wait, what happened? He like.
Solange. And Jay-Z got into it in the elevator, and people think that it's because of Jay-Z's infidelity, which she does talk about on her Lemonade album, especially.
The one where she's walking through the street breaking shit.
So the intro song to that, the Pray You Catch Me, where she's like, she's listening to her husband on the phone, trying to catch him to see if he's cheating. And she's hoping that he catches her so that he knows that she knows. It's like, it's very interesting. But yeah, so a lot of people think that that's what happened. And then there's that other song, Sorry, where she says, you better call Becky with that good hair.
Yeah.
And they've kind of figured out who that was. I can't remember who it was, but it was somebody at
Rockefeller.
Yeah.
But dude, what do you think about how much of that shit you think is like?
Well, and that's the thing, is like, how do you know it's even true?
That's what I'm saying. They could
she has her song Daddy Lessons, where she talks about her dad dying and teaching her how to ride motorcycles and gamble. It's like, I don't know how true that was. It could be based on a fictional dad or somebody else's story, Yeah. Because like Confessions by Usher, that's not even about him. It's about Jermaine Dupri.
And like J. Cole's For Your Eyes Only, it's not about him. It's about his friend. Dude, but that's what I'm saying. It's like,
you can't take things at face value.
Yeah, like in
And a
songs,
lot of people
especially because
do-
it's artists, like it's an interpretation,
Yeah.
and everybody interprets everything differently.
I think a lot of people do try to run with, you know, they take a little hint and they kind of run wild with that.
It's just human nature.
But
huh?
I mean, yeah, it's interesting.
The-
And
What I was gonna say is like, how do you? Because you can't. We don't know. Like, what if Jay-Z, like they're both Jay-Z and Beyonce, right? They're cream of the crop, top of the top. They've made it. They've climbed all these, you know, and they know a thing or two about publicity and, you know, what's the saying? No publicity is bad, or what's it say? There's no such thing as bad publicity.
yeah,
So, like, who's to say they weren't just like, you know, took a couple years and planned all this shit out. Hey,
Yeah.
this is what's going to happen. This is when you guys are going to be in the elevator and you're going to just
I don't think-
take an uppercut to the jaw. And this is, dude, but like, you don't think,
have you
but
watched
what
the
if,
video?
but dude, have you seen actors act?
I guess.
Have you fucking, come
don't
on.
know.
Like, let's just put our tinfoil hats on and say, they did this, and they've been in the fucking media, and how long were they in the media for all of this shit happening, right? I can't believe that Jay-Z's ugly ass would cheat on her. What in the, you know? So that's the only thing that people talk about
Yeah.
for months and months and months, and then sales go up, their value goes up just for them being them. They get fucking famous, you know, you're putting your kids through, and they're just like capitalizing
That's
on
true.
all that
I mean,
shit.
yeah, that is definitely true. You can't really ever know what's real and what's not when it comes to celebrities because they have people that they hire that are in charge of their image and they will do whatever it takes for them to have a certain image, you know?
Yeah, because they getting paid too.
But my favorite part of that whole elevator thing was one of her songs. I think it was Flawless. She says, I guess some shit goes down when there's $1 billion in the elevator.
Ooh, see?
And it's like, all right, nobody, yeah. I guess
Yeah.
some shit does go down if there's $1 billion in the elevator,
And
you
when
know?
you got $1 billion,
I would never know.
When you got $1 billion in the elevator, like, you gonna want to try and keep that $1 billion in the elevator.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly. So, yeah.
Like, how we
I
gonna
don't know. But Beyonce, she's amazing, and I'm a huge Beyonce fan.
Yeah. I've never been like the biggest Beyonce fan just because I haven't really listened to much of
Well,
her stuff.
good for you. Good news for
But-
you. I will be creating a very extensive
But
playlist.
we're gonna have the playlist.
starting at the very beginning of her career.
It's just gonna
going
be
till
her
now.
entire discography.
Pretty much, but
You're just gonna copy and
But
paste
I'm really
Beyonce's
excited to put
page.
all of my favorite songs of hers in there, and some of her new music too, which I do enjoy. I really like it. It's it very much is a celebratory album, and there's a lot of influences from the 70s of like disco house
Yeah.
music.
That's coming
and
back right now, dude.
Yeah, for sure. Drake's
Yeah.
album. It's
The Afro
yeah.
beats. Dude, also, she's like 50 and she
she's
still looks like
not.
she's like 30.
She's
Isn't she like 50?
39, 40.
Oh, really? I thought she
think.
was like 50.
She's not 50.
I fucking pretty sure, dude.
No.
All right, maybe not. I don't know. I'm not going to bother to look it up
gonna look it
because
up.
I just think she's 50 and that's how it is.
She's
You're looking it
40.
up? Oh, she's 40. Okay, so she's almost 50.
Okay.
1 to 5, you'd round up, right?
I would not.
Kind of round up. Anyways, all right. Well, anything else you'd like to leave the people with, Henry? You snoozing over there? You look very cozy. Yeah. Okay.
Just want to say
Just want to say what?
Beyonce is the best.
Ooh, dude, Taylor Swift's gonna be mad when she hears that, dude. You heard it. You can't take it back now. Yeah, thank you for tuning in, everybody. Until next time, TTYL, you'll see the links for the GDO playlist. Check that shit out. Check out sisterscoffee.com. for some delicious cup of joes if you need. And check them out if you're ever in Oregon, because they got some cool stuff going on down there. And you can also order to your doorstep if you'd like. And we're going to be dropping another episode in a couple weeks. Everybody stay cool out there if you're in the middle of a heat wave. We got to turn this AC back on. Until next time, stay caffeinated, everybody. Mwah.